Welcome back to our video series teaching you how to leave your day job and run a multi-million dollar business in as little as 1 hour a day. I paid thousands of dollars for this training from my friend and mentor, internet millionaire Dean Holland. I'm not a millionaire yet, however, I have achieved what Dean calls my freedom figure, which is what I need to replace my day job. Using this training, I've consistently achieved this for a few months now, and if you watch all our videos and complete this training, I'm confident you can soon do the same. It's currently around 1 p.m. on a Thursday, and I'm at the Opera Bar at the foot of the iconic Sydney Opera House on beautiful Sydney Harbour. You might be able to see the iconic Sydney Harbour Bridge behind me. Today's video is titled The Perfect Path to Seven Figures. This will help you create your mental roadmap to financial freedom. Something I learned very early from Dean is one of the most important things in this business is having the correct mindset. If you can believe in yourself and believe this is possible, I truly believe you are already halfway there. Today, we are also giving away free copies of Dean's Affiliate Marketing Playbook. So please click the link now to grab your copy. So enjoy the video, and I'll check back in with you soon.
Okay, welcome to this next part in the training. I call this the perfect path to seven figures. Now, this is something that I've devised over my entire career, spanning more than a decade. And I want to introduce this to you at this stage. And even though here in Accelerator, you're going to be focused on just one specific piece, one specific part of this perfect path to seven figures, I want you to see what this path is right from the very beginning of your journey so that you have the vision of not only what got me to where I am, but also what the three specific stages of getting to here that I went through. And so, like I say, I call this now the perfect path to seven figures, and I want to explain it to you now. You see, no doubt you have seen probably quite a few things online before you actually began working with us here at Internet Profits. And so you've probably seen and tried many different things. You know, very few people that join us have done nothing before they join us. If that's you, then that's, actually a fantastic thing. It means you found the right stuff early on. But that's not actually typical. And so if that is you, we realize that there are many different business models that are on the internet. Anything from affiliate marketing, of course, which is what we're focused on here in Accelerator, the affiliate marketing business model. You might have heard of things like e-commerce, such as Amazon or eBay or Shopify or network marketing and all kinds of different things. Now, I've actually been involved in multiple different business models in some capacity. Okay. And throughout my career since 2009, which is when I went full time into this, I'd been trying stuff for many years before that, but 2009 was when I went full time. And since then, like I say, I've compiled now, having tried so many different things over more than a decade, I believe I now have the optimum approach. Okay, now this path is constructed of three primary business models. And as I say, this isn't being introduced to you now to overwhelm you, but instead to show you that actually there are multiple different things that you can do in the journey that is your online business. And so I want to walk you through this so you have the vision. Now, let me be really, really clear on something here. You do not, I stress, you do not need to progress through all stages of this path if you do not wish to. In fact, how far you go is, of course, entirely up to you. And I want to be very clear on that because I'm introducing this to you not as a compulsory path you must follow, but as a path that has created many, many online millionaires. So what this path shows you is a journey of progression that could potentially take you and your business to multiple millions of dollars over a period of time. For me, I've been at this, as I say, more than a decade. I have been fortunate to have made more than $10 million in online sales in that time, but it didn't happen immediately, and it certainly didn't happen without learning and taking a lot of action and putting in the work. So this is the exact path that allowed me to do the following. It allowed me to, firstly, make enough income to replace my day job. Like I say, back in 2009, I had that good fortune of saying, right, I'm out of here. And I left my construction job and I've never looked back since. This is the exact path that also allowed me to, once I was doing this full time, to go on to then scale my income from, a few $1,000s a month to 6 figures a year and eventually 7 figures per year, and achieve a level of financial freedom where I was able to, do some of the things that I had, once only read about, taking amazing vacations, having amazing experiences. I'll never forget in my mid-20s being in the Caribbean, or Caribbean as some would say, swimming with dolphins. And I'll never forget, because for me, that was like a real eye opener. I'll never forget, actually. I did that swim with dolphins. There was another couple with me. They were a married couple. And I'll never forget this gentleman saying that he saved up all his life until retirement to have this experience. And I'll never forget, stood there in this surreal environment thinking, wow, like my online business has afforded me the freedom and ability to do something now that others have saved their entire lifetimes to be able to experience. And so I want to show you what that second stage was of this path. And then the third stage of this path allowed me to replace myself from sort of 80% of the tasks required to run my business. Meaning, if I want to not do any work now, my business will still function. My business will still generate, on average, multiple 4 figures each day. And of course, can it grow? Can it do more? Can it be better if I'm actively there? Absolutely. But what I'm trying to say to you is if I'm on vacation, if I'm unwell, if I simply just don't feel like it doesn't stop my income from growing. So these really are these stages that I've gone through from being just, an employee working in a construction job, hoping that one day I'll be able to figure this online stuff out, to making enough finally to do that, to then eventually turning that into millions, and then eventually creating something that I'm not even the one running most of this stuff. And through these stages that I've gone through all these experiences, I've now boiled this down and simplified this entire process from nothing to millions into this perfect path to 7 figures. Now, it's made up of 3 phases of business growth. Phase number 1, I call the connector phase. Phase number 2, I call the creator phase. And phase number 3, I call the commander phase. And so let me walk you through what these are right now. Now, in phase 1 of the perfect path, you will basically leverage other businesses, products, and services, and indeed ultimate funnels, okay, which you won't know what that is yet, but you will soon. And you're going to be able to leverage those other products and services to promote them as an affiliate marketer who gets compensated for each and every sale or result you generate for that business. Now, this is, of course, what we're focused on here in Accelerator, the first phase of business. And the reason this is the first phase is because this has the least number of skills required to succeed with it. Because you're not creating the products, which means you don't have to be the expert or the guru. You don't need to have all that experience and knowledge behind you to create your own products or source your own products. Instead, we're going to say, right, other people have the products. I'm going to learn how to promote those products, and I'm going to grow an income doing so. And whilst, of course, I want to be really, really clear about this, there are nobody can guarantee you anything, because ultimately you are the one responsible, right? Nobody can guarantee you make at least $3,000 a month, you make at least $10,000 a month. But what I like to have for my students, partners, clients, customers is some kind of range of what is possible. Now, I personally view this first phase as the one that gets you a certain degree of, security and freedom in your life. I'm not talking about rich forever money. I'm talking about the level of income that would allow you to quit your day job, the kind of level of income that would supplement your pension, the kind of level of income that would allow you to, clear your debts, support your family better, upgrade your home, take nicer vacations, get a new car, live a better, more comfortable life. This is what phase one is all about, learning the fundamental foundational skills necessary to be able to generate an income that can provide a better life for you and your family. And for me, the range typically tends to be, to allow that to happen, anywhere between, say, $3,000 to $10,000 a month. Now, let me be clear. This does not mean that if your goal is $1,000 a month, that you should ignore this. No, any goal around there is attainable here. And I also want to be very, very clear that, $10,000 a month, it's not capped. This isn't a case of, you can only make up to $10,000 a month in this phase. No, you can make as much as you want. I know multi-millionaires that do make millions in phase one. Okay. But I just like to give a range so it gives an idea. Now, should you wish to go beyond phase one at a point in future, I just want to make you aware of what those phases would be. So the second phase we call the creator phase. Now, I call it the creator phase because here's now, having got to the point where you would be making, say, anywhere between $3,000 to $10,000 a month if you were to stick with my guidelines of, what I personally work towards in these phases. At that point, you are going to be in a much different situation to that you are now. You would know how to do certain things. You would know how to do these core foundational skills that I'm going to teach you and support you with on an ongoing basis from here on out. You'll learn about those shortly, so I don't need to go into those now, but there are 4 core areas that you will soon be learning. And once you know those and you're generating a full-time income in phase one, should you wish to then say, look, I'd really like to create something of my own. I'm making all this money promoting other people's products, but now I'd like to create something that's mine. And of course, at that point, a few great things happen. Number one, when it's your products, you're making more money because instead of getting a cut of the sale now as an affiliate, you're now able to get all of the money by promoting your own stuff. And of course, it now means you're getting your own customers as well, which if you can build a list of customers, that's going to beat pretty much any other type of audience you could ever build. Okay, so in phase two, you would basically take all the experience and knowledge you've accrued in phase one, and now you've got that certain degree of income coming in phase one. You would now use that experience and knowledge to create your own products and build your own, as I call, ultimate funnel system. Then, of course, should you wish to further grow, which certainly not everybody wants to go into phase 3, and that's perfectly fine. But for those that do, I will just make you aware that the commander phase is basically where we would build systems and a team of people around what you've created in phase 2 so that you've got other people and automated systems running a lot of the work for you. Like I said at the start, if I step away, if I decide not to come into the office for the next 30 days, I can almost certainly say that I would still probably make anywhere between, right now, 6 figures a month. Okay? So we're talking $100,000 a month or more. If I were to do nothing hardly for the next 30 days, that would still happen. And that's only possible because I've progressed through these 3 phases. And so, as you can see, it starts at the entry level. Phase 1, we're being a connector. We are connecting people with products, and every time that happens successfully, we earn a commission. And we're looking to make as much as we need to create a better life for ourselves in that phase. Should you wish to, at a point in future, say, you know what, I'm now making a full-time income, I want to learn how to create my own stuff. That's what phase 2 is all about, and progressing there. And when you have your own stuff, you might say, look, I've got all these customers coming in. I'm making all this money selling my own products now as people flow through my own ultimate funnels. But I'm working all these hours every day, and I want to just get my time back and my freedom back and have a business that runs largely without me. And that's where that phase 3 would come into play. So let me just remind you, just in case it's not obvious, Internet Profits Accelerator, which is what you are in right now, is dedicated to helping you build your business from scratch, from the very ground up, in phase 1. And that's, again, because it's the easiest starting point that has the least number of new skills to learn. The skills you learn in phase 1, if you wish to in future, will transfer to phases 2 and then subsequently to phase 3. But there will be a lot more to learn in future should you decide to move on to those. So we're going to just forget about those now. And now that you understand there is a path of progression that awaits you in the future, if you so wish to go beyond phase 1. For now, though, all you need to know is, like I say, there is a path of progression should you wish to follow it in future. You may wish to stay forever in phase 1 and make a full-time income doing just that and never ever choose or wish to create your own products. And that's absolutely fine, because it's absolutely possible to make 6 figures a year purely in phase 1. And that's not theory, just to be clear. I did that, okay? I've done that, okay? I've been doing that and will continue doing that, all right? So I want you to know, even because I'm showing you this path, that does not mean, oh my gosh, I have to do all of this path. This feels overwhelming. No, it's good to understand the path. It's good to know the path. But now we focus on where we are today in phase 1 with my absolute goal and intention to get you to your goals in this stage. And then you will have the choice in future of how you wish to take it, or where you wish to go with it, or how far you wish to take this journey. As I say, some people perfectly happy in phase 1. Others, they say, you know what, I'd love to create my own stuff in future. So I'd love to know that at least that's going to be possible. And so my point here today in this part of the training is to tell you that, yes, there is a path beyond here should you wish to move forwards. But for now, let's get you building your business in phase 1. And that was and is the perfect path to 7 figures. I'll see you in the next video.